Welcome everybody to the 11th episode of the Today's Nation podcast. Cody's in the background once again. He was in the background for Romix's podcast. And this video will be uploaded before our boxing match. So comment down who you think's gonna win. It's most likely gonna be me. So yeah. So our guest today is actually, I'm gonna be filming 2 podcast episodes today. One will have no guest and the other one will have a guest, and that's obviously today. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Zavion Jackson. You've probably seen him on the channel before. You've probably seen him in Take Me as the rabbit hunter.
Hello, everybody.
Well, anyways, we have 3 topics to talk about today. So Zavion, I noticed that you have 2 slices of pizza, and
Yes.
I don't. Why is that?
Well, because, see, where I'm from, biggest and strongest wins. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the biggest and strongest. Therefore, I eat and you don't.
Oh fuck. Well, also comment down who do you think's gonna win, Zavion or Keon, $1 Million Man Keon, in the boxing match as well. They're going to be kicking off the show. And then Chippy and Mac Day will be the second match of the event. And then it's a possibility, not for sure, that Caden G might be going up against I Am Creed at the event. I Am Creed might make a special appearance. He might be coming down from LA to box Caden G. It just depends. And then me and Cody Landis will close out the show for the YouTube Junior Heavyweight Boxing Championship. And if you're watching this podcast right now, you guys are going to get a special look at the brand new YouTube Junior Heavyweight Boxing Championship. Don't show them yet. It's going to be at the end of the podcast when we show them. Put it down. So stay tuned to the... Stop! Put it down. Stay tuned to the end of the podcast to look... Put it down! So stay tuned at the end of the podcast to get a special look at the belt. So we're just going to get right into it. So Zavion, where were you born?
Well,
Were you born here in, like, California?
no. Actually, I was born out of the USA. I was born in England.
Is it really?
Yeah. I was born in Suffolk. And, my dad was in the...
How is England compared to California?
Well, for one, it's always raining and it's always cold, but
I
it's
can relate.
nice.
I can relate. I lived in Maryland before I lived here,
Mhm.
and it shut up, Cody. And it had the worst weather. Like probably if I had to choose one state in the entire world that has the worst weather, I would choose Maryland, because every day it was raining, thunderstorms. Usually there would be like small tornadoes, but Ocean City would have the most beautiful weather. The only and I would go there like every weekend is because we would just get away. It didn't even cost much, but it would cost like $10 per person to walk the boardwalk. But still, it was worth it, is because we would actually get good weather. We would go swimming, and it's that good. So, continue about England.
Well, as you know, as I just said, England is very cold.
England is your city?
England is not my city. It's a country, but whatever.
And the Crompton said that.
I don't know. Some of my family lives in England, and I just know that my mom and dad met there, and they had some fun, and then I was here.
They had some fun, and then you were here.
Yes.
So, when were you born?
I was born in the wonderful year of 04.
2004? So you're
Yeah.
14?
I am.
Well, I just turned 13. Well, by the time you're watching this, then I turned 13 2 days ago. But when we're filming this, I turned 13 yesterday. So
Interesting.
So, so when did you and your family decide to move to California?
Well, I remember I was around 6 in England, and one of the funny things about it is that we used to have this neighbor, and one of my best friends, his name was Malik. And yeah, his name was
Mr. Malik.
No, his name was
That's an inside joke with me and Cody.
No, his name was just Malik. And I remember once I was eating dinner at his house, because I spent the night at his house, and his parents were like, aren't you guys moving? Because their dad's in the military. And I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
your dad's in the military?
Yeah.
He was? Okay, we'll get to that afterwards. I want to know some more about that.
And I said, I was 6, and I just heard the name. I didn't even know what it was like or anything like that, but I heard the name in movies, so I said we're going to be moving to California. I never heard my parents talk about it or anything. I just heard the name in movies and stuff. And I said that because I was just lying to make something up, but it ended up like we actually moved to California, which was crazy. And
was you moving to California like a big change for you?
Not really, because I was pretty young. I only had like 2 friends back then. Because I was a pretty shy person back then. So
Were you antisocial? Shut up. Were you antisocial, or were you just like?
I was never antisocial. It's just that people like were mean to me because I was the youngest kid out there.
Oh. Okay. So So when you moved to California, did you like immediately move into an apartment, or did you get a house, or like what happened?
We had a big old house. It had like 5 rooms, like 3 bathrooms, and
Fix it, Cody.
had like 5 rooms and like 3 bathrooms. Had a big old
It's fine.
garage. It was crazy. It was awesome. And me and my family used to live in that. I'm an only child, by the way, and it was pretty nice and big.
Okay. So, about the military, was your dad like a sergeant? Was he in the Navy, Air Force?
Air Force. He was in the Air Force, and I think he was a commander. I don't really know the ranks that much.
So, when did he go into the Army? Was it before you were born or after you were born?
It was before I was born. I don't know exactly when.
Okay.
I think it was 96, he said, though, because it was 20. Yeah, it was 96, because he said 20 years, and he, no, yeah.
Has anything, like, sad happened to your dad, like, anything, like, in the military or outside the military? Okay, short little break there. So where were we? Has anything sad happened to your dad outside or, like, inside the military?
He did have to go to Afghanistan for a year.
Why?
He got deployed. It was pretty scary because he would tell us like stories of how he would hear the bombs going off and shooting all the time, constantly. That was disgusting.
Was your dad an only child?
No, my dad had like 16 brothers.
Shit.
And yeah, my dad had like a whole bunch of brothers and
I'll sign
sisters.
in for the Wi-Fi for you. Okay. He had 16 brothers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so... have you, like, visited anywhere?
Yeah.
Where?
England, Africa.
Oh, tell me about Africa.
Well,
Good.
my mom's side of the family is from Africa, a part called Namibia. And over there, my family's not to toot my own horn, but they're rich over there. Very rich. My aunt is a reporter. Well, all of them are all reporters and journalists. My aunt is, you know how they have Good Morning America over here?
Yeah.
They have the Good Morning Africa over there. My aunt's the host for that TV show.
That's actually...
She's working with a Wall Street company. She's starting to work with a Wall Street company and like getting her own shares of it and stuff, of the company itself. And she's doing really well for herself.
Okay.
And same with the others.
Good, you want me to...
No.
Connected to the internet? Okay. Well, so... was there like... Did you see a lot of animals in Africa, or did you live in like the city side of Africa?
I lived in the city. But once a year I would go to so in my family, right, like English is not my first language. I used to speak a language called Ashwambo, and basically my tribe is like...
Can you still like talk with...
No, I can't. But the tribe was, I don't know what the tribe was called, but it was like Ashwambo or something, and once a year we'd go to like the place where they they had still a whole bunch of technology and stuff over there.
Oh, thank you, Derek. Bye. I'll have to cut that out. That was my brother, so don't even say anything. Okay,
Yeah, but
continue.
they still had like normal technology, phones, cars, and stuff over there, but they just had a whole bunch of huts and normal houses.
I'm not cutting that out. I am not cutting that out. Okay, that was unexpected.
I'm scared.
I'm not cutting that out. That's her fault. That's her fault. I'm not cutting it out. I'll cut out the first one, but I'm not cutting out that.
Hold on, like that.
It goes. Okay, back to the point. So, have you seen like any animals in Africa though?
No, I've seen like some like little monkeys and type of.
The mic. Continue.
Oh.
Many things are happening in this podcast. Okay, continue. Okay, continue.
Anyway, I've seen like the little monkeys that were like, the little monkeys that hang on people's shoulders and stuff like
Have you seen any of a monkey like bit someone?
No,
So
I wanted to though.
you wanted to?
Yes.
Okay, so when you went to Africa, what was your favorite African food that you had there?
Probably oshifima and chicken.
Sounds pretty good. So, when you go to Africa, because I've seen this in movies, not trying to sound like messed up or anything, but I've seen this in movies. Do they have to like pat you down and like check what you have in your bags and stuff like that before you go in there? Because I've seen that in many movies.
No, we had our own houses. We didn't go in buildings and stuff.
Oh, okay.
We never like really went to places.
Okay. So, is it true that, okay, I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna take this $20 bill as an example. So, let's just say that, was there room service for, like, in the hotels, was there room service?
I never went to a hotel. I was like 5 and 6.
Okay,
back
then
then,
that
so
question won't really work.
Oh
Yeah, also, I've also wanted to ask this question. When you go to Africa, can you use American money, or do you have to use, like, a different type of money?
Depends on where you are. If you're on a military base, you can use American money. Some places might accept American money. Depends if they can speak English or not and stuff like that. But usually you have to use African currency.
And, like, do you know what that looks like?
It's like some of them are different. Some are like pink and white and stuff. And
Will you be visiting Africa ever again?
yeah.
When?
My mom wants to take me there this summer to see my family.
How old were you when you last went there?
5.
So it will be a long time since you went there, so that's going to be a fun experience, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now on to our next topic. We are going to talk about the scary experience Zavion had over at a friend's house. So, you explain the full thing. Go ahead.
So,
Hold on, before we even start, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scary is this story?
like 8.
An 8? Okay, go.
So, one time I spent it out at my friend Connor's house, and this is not what happened. I was spending the night at his house, supposed to, and it was maybe like 6 or 7, and his other friend called him and asked like, "Can I spend the night too?" And we asked his mom, and his mom said yes. So we went to go ask his the other friend's mom, and they said yes. So he ended up spending the night at Connor's house. And so when he was spending the night, they said the next day we should spend the night at the other friend, which is his name was Josh, and they said we should spend the night at Josh's house. So we were like, yeah, sounds like a plan, sounds fun. and we were there for like maybe like 4 hours, and it was pretty fun. We did everything. He had a pig, and the pig escaped him. We spent like 4 hours trying to put it back because it was like it's like a 500-pound pig.
Was it like running around? Like
Yeah. And it's like a 500-pound pig, and it was running around and stuff. And so what had happened was it was like at this point it was probably like 11 now.
Are you looking for the pig?
No. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. This is after we put the pig back up in the pen. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. And my friends were telling me about this clown and the house is haunted and stuff. And every new person that comes has to meet the clown. Like, they have to meet the clown or else something bad happens. And I was like, yeah, right, you guys are messing with me. Whatever, stop messing with me. And so we went to the backyard to lift some weights and stuff. And the next thing that happens is that my friend's dad, Josh's dad, is dressed up with a clown outfit and with the chainsaw that doesn't have a chain on it. And I turned the corner and there he was in a clown outfit with a chainsaw and the clown mask, and he just started ripping the chainsaw. And I ran for my life. I ran inside, didn't care about my friends, whether they were okay or not. No, I ran for my life, and I didn't look back. I didn't look back or anything. I just booked it. And yeah, that was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. It was pretty scary.
When he told you that it was a prank, what did you like? Did you say like "fuck you, like you're an asshole"? Like what did you say?
Well, I was pissed off. I was like, why would you do that to me? I was so scared. I was like upset and stuff, but I wasn't really. I laughed at them too because they recorded it, and I was just sitting. The thing is, the funniest part about it is I only gave the clown I didn't even give the clown a chance to kill. Like if it was real, I didn't even give the clown a chance to kill me because I was like, okay, this is what happened. Turned the corner for like a second. I was like. Turned around the second I saw him.
And because you knew that they said you have to meet the clown first and stuff like that.
But I thought they were just messing with me. So, but when I did see the clown, I was like, hell no. Boom, booked it.
You know those killer clowns that were going around and doing all that terrorizing and stuff? Well, I'm so sorry. So my brother's old friend Romeo, he was on the baseball team at the time. And he actually told us this story, and it actually gave you the chills because he told us this at 12 o'clock at night when he spent the night, and he had a picture. I don't have the picture, but I wish I did because I would put it in the video. But so basically, what happened is that him and his friend Connor, my brother's not friends with Romeo, but he is friends with Connor still. Romeo and Connor were walking to the gas station around 12 o'clock at night because they were hungry. They had barely any food at their house. And his mom didn't want to go grocery shopping, so they had money and they were going to go to the gas station and get some stuff. While they were walking, they had to go through this little path, and there was woods on that side and woods on that side. And then he says that he saw something like a figure standing on the side of the road on the left side. And then he's like, hey Connor, what the hell is that? And then they get a little bit
I would have
closer.
skirted right there.
No,
Skirt.
they thought it was just a normal person that needed help. And basically, when they saw the shadow, it wasn't standing. They thought it was standing, but it was actually crouching down, going like this, and rocking back and forth. And it was had their legs like that, and they were rocking back and forth. So now, what the hell? And we started walking towards, and they saw red. They were maybe it's just a red afro. And then right when they got closer, it just stopped. And they said, and they just looked at it, and they were getting ready just to walk away. But then it jumped up, and that dude had a clown mask on, a red afro with the mask, and then he had a bat. He had a bat and started chasing him down with it. And then
no.
Romeo and Connor just started running towards them. They weren't even scared. Running towards them, started beating the crap out of the freaking clown.
Oh, I thought they were being running away.
No, they were beating the crap out of the clown. They took his bat, started beating the crap out of him. They took off the mask, and they said that they couldn't get a good look at him. It's because right when they took off his mask, he literally just started running as fast as he could, and they couldn't catch up to him because he was running that fast. But what they said is that he was white, and he had a mustache and then a beard that went down into a goatee. And then right when he took off the mask, he went, pew, and just started running.
They would have beat him up.
Yeah, they beat the crap out of him. And right when he took off the mask, pew, he took off. But all they said is that he was white, had a mustache and a beard that turned into a goatee. Well then, also, speaking of a clown, you know Pennywise in the It movie?
Mm-hmm.
You know how like when he does that smile, like he's looking all serious, he just does the smile?
Mm-hmm.
Try your best to do the smile. No, like he has like open teeth smile, and then like his lip is down and the other lip is like kind of.
Oh, and he has like the 2 teeth out.
Yep, huh. I'm gonna show you how to do it. It's kind of easy. So
No,
watch.
wait, hold on. Let me,
You try it first.
it.
I can do it. Try it first. Okay, let me do it. So, you just go. Like you have balloons, lift it up, looking all serious. You smile straight up, like let me get closer. What you have to do is that you just keep those 2 teeth, like you can only see the 2 teeth. You go.
Pennywise is a big forehead
You
like
smile, and then it goes like that, and then the other lip is like curved up a little bit, so it's like a. Where you going, Eddie? Take it, Georgie. I love that freaking effect where his mouth just opens like.
I would have slapped the.
Oh my.
No. If I seen some clown dude in the, I would have boom.
Skirt.
Oh. Y'all seen that one Vine when there was a Pennywise dude in the sewer and he was like, "You want penis enlargement pills?"
Yep. That was funny. Okay, on to our last and final topic. You had a dog.
Mm-hmm.
And you had it for a week.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So, one day we were going to PetSmart because we had this big old fish tank full of cichlids. And they were like big fish about this big. And we had to get fish food for them, right? So we're going there, but it was adoption day and there's a bunch of dogs. This one dog stands out to me so much that I told my dad. I said, you know, we've been wanting a dog for so long. I was like, can we please get this dog, please? And he's like, yeah, I like this dog too. I feel a connection with it. So we went inside and tucked it over my mom. My mom was against it, but we ended up getting it. So one of my favorite animes that I used to watch was called Naruto, and one of my favorite characters, his name was Kiba, and his dog was named Akamaru. So we named him after that. So the dog's name was Akamaru, but we just called him Aki for short. So he was pretty cool. He was still a puppy, so he would dig through the trash and stuff and poop on the floor and whatever. But my mom started getting tired of it, and she was like yelling at the dog and stuff, and she would get mad at the dog. But the thing is, she never gave the dog a chance to for us to train it because it was still a puppy. It was only 3 months old, and so she kept on complaining and said that basically she was like, I'm gonna go if this dog doesn't go away. So we just gave up the dog to someone else. But the funny thing is though, the dog got lost. The dog ran away and was not found. But the PetSmart took it and was putting it up for adoption after it got lost for a while. But
Hey, do you wish that you still had that dog today?
yeah. But the thing is, we gave it to our friend who has a big property, and it's they have 5 acres and it's pretty big. 10 acres and it's pretty big. So we gave it to the dog. We gave it to them so the dog could have a whole bunch of room to run around and stuff. But they ended up giving that dog away. But it ended up going to its actual original owner.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And it actually the person that they gave it to actually happened to be the original owner. And everything, they checked the dog's tags that they had on for a long time. The dog, they went back to PetSmart to see where it got lost from, and it was the same people and everything.
Okay, that's nice that it got back to its original home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it for today's episode, guys. So thanks Zavion for coming on the podcast. Thanks Cody for sitting there and doing nothing. Stupid. So, and now since it is the end of the podcast, we will reveal the new YouTube Junior Heavyweight Boxing title. So drum roll, please. Again, you could do the honors of drum rolling. The mic fell. But the new YouTube Junior Heavyweight Boxing Championship title. It says W for World on it, and then it has gold right there, gold, and a gold outline. And then this line right here is colored in black, and then we're going to type in right there, it's going to say YouTube Junior Heavyweight title. And then, yeah, so just picture this on me, because this is what it's going to look like on me after I beat Cody and win this title. I'm going to be walking out with my entrance with this, and see you guys next Saturday for another podcast episode, and that'll be the day after I